Have you ever questioned why your legs seem weaker even when you're diligently eating healthily, embracing exercise, and doing everything you believe is right? Why do those once manageable stairs now feel impossibly steeper? Why does simply getting out of a chair suddenly feel like an extended, challenging endeavor? Is this truly just the inevitable march of age, or is there something else, a subtle, often overlooked factor that is silently chipping away at your vitality and mobility? This revelation might truly take you aback, as sometimes the culprit isn't what you're not doing. In fact, you might already be incorporating this danger into your daily routine without even realizing the profound impact it's having. For decades, many of us have been taught that fruits are unequivocally natural, wholesome, and beneficial, a bedrock of good health. Yet, driven by this well-intentioned belief, the vast majority of seniors make a silent error every single day, with absolute conviction that they are making the proper, health-conscious decision. Indeed, most fruits are good for us, but here's the harsh reality, a truth that no one seems to openly discuss. Not all fruits are genuinely suitable for senior citizens. In an almost unbelievable twist, several fruits that we regularly consume each week without a second thought can progressively weaken our legs, significantly aggravate joint inflammation, induce nagging knee pain, and ultimately make the simple act of walking more challenging than ever before. Imagine, those very fruits, often promoted as champions of health, could actually be actively undermining your leg strength, compromising your balance, and diminishing your overall mobility. As we gracefully navigate the golden years, our bodies undergo significant transformations. Our metabolism slows down, our circulation naturally weakens, and surprisingly, foods that were once unequivocally good for us can now subtly begin to inflict harm, particularly certain fruits. Despite their appealing sweetness and innocent appearance, these seemingly benign delights harbor specific acids, concentrated carbohydrates, and other chemical compounds that can lower blood sugar, inflame your joints, and steadily weaken the very foundations of your legs. What's even more alarming is that this damage is often slow, incredibly subtle, and entirely invisible until it culminates in a sudden, sharp pain in your calves, a persistent chronic ache deep within your thighs, or an uncomfortable, pervasive tightness in your knees after merely a short walk. Stick with me until the very end, because today I'm going to unveil the top 7 fruits that anyone over 60 should absolutely reconsider consuming, especially if your goal is to safeguard your legs from chronic harm, relentless pain, and debilitating deterioration. None of these fruits, despite their outwardly harmless guise, are truly safe for an aging body in the quantities many consume them. Once you're armed with this crucial truth, I promise you, you will never look at your fruit dish in the same unsuspecting way again. Therefore, if you deeply value your strength, your independence, and earnestly wish to keep your legs strong, steady, and gloriously pain-free, ensure you stay tuned throughout this entire discussion. This vital information could very well be the wake-up call your body has been silently yearning for. And just before we dive deeper into these critical insights, please take a moment. If your health and vitality are a priority, click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Here, we consistently share empowering facts and perspectives that you simply won't hear discussed anywhere else. If you're with me on this journey, let me know. If this video resonates with you as you watch it right now, simply type 1 in the comment section. Otherwise, if it doesn't quite hit home, type 0. You have no idea how profoundly important your voice and engagement are to our community. Now let's begin with the first fruit on our list. While it is often universally commended for its anti-inflammatory properties, for many seniors, it may ironically trigger the exact reverse effect. Let's unravel the mystery of pineapple. This tropical, wonderfully juicy, and undeniably delicious fruit has for long been celebrated as a natural anti-inflammatory agent, largely due to a potent compound known as bromelain. Yet here lies the critical twist that most overlook. Despite its widespread reputation for reducing inflammation, pineapple can actually be a silent, insidious culprit for seniors. You see, pineapple is packed not only with natural sugars, but also with powerful acids. And unfortunately, those sugars are far less benign than they appear. especially once you've crossed the threshold of 60. Allow me to elaborate. As we age, our blood vessels naturally grow more delicate and significantly more sensitive. They simply cannot react in the same resilient manner to rapid increases in sugar as they once did. Even with its proclaimed health benefits, pineapple delivers a concentrated natural sugar boost directly into your bloodstream. What does this mean for you? It causes your blood sugar levels to spike dramatically and quickly. This sudden surge can, over time, inflict damage on the tiny, fragile blood vessels that are vital for nourishing your legs, feet, and muscles. As your circulation gradually deteriorates, less oxygen reaches your legs. The consequence? Do you know? Nagging swelling, persistent weariness, and chronic pain. This manifests as that dull, dragging ache that settles into your legs after even a short, leisurely stroll. Your knees begin to feel stiff and resistant after standing for any length of time, and your ankles start to hurt even after a day spent mostly sitting. But there's more to this seemingly harmless fruit. In addition to its sweetness, pineapple carries a distinctly acidic taste and composition. Particularly if you're already grappling with arthritis or existing inflammation, that acidity can mercilessly aggravate your joints. It's akin to pouring fuel onto a fire that is already smoldering in your knees, hips, and ankles. Some individuals even report a peculiar feeling of heaviness in their legs after consuming pineapple, as though their strength is mysteriously and slowly waning. Moreover, you ought to be aware that the widely praised enzyme bromelain found in pineapple may interact unfavorably with certain medications, especially crucial blood thinners, potentially rendering them either dangerously potent or entirely ineffective. However, perhaps the most perilous aspect of pineapple is its subtle nature. There are no immediate, glaring drawbacks, no obvious symptoms or acute pain to alert you. Instead, its effects slowly and almost imperceptibly creep in until one day you realize with dismay that you are no longer able to move with the ease and freedom you once did. The most depressing realization of all, a vast majority of seniors remain utterly unaware that their creeping leg weakness, year after year, might be silently instigated by the very fruit they consume religiously for their health. What, then, are you able to do? While completely eliminating pineapple might not be necessary for everyone, thoughtfully limiting your intake, particularly if you've been battling chronic leg pain or unexplained swelling, is a wise and gentle approach. The harm, though modest, is undeniably genuine and compounds over time. Now, what about our next fruit? If pineapple, despite its heralded anti-inflammatory qualities, can be this problematic for aging legs, what about something equally popular? It's known for being tasty, soft, and frequently recommended for boosting potassium and muscle strength, yet this beloved fruit could be quite misleading. Let's delve into the truth about bananas. Soft, sweet, and famously abundant in potassium, bananas are widely regarded as an excellent, almost quintessential health food. They are typically heralded as powerhouses that support muscle function, provide sustained energy, and prevent those pesky cramps. However, for elders, the story takes a different, more complicated turn. Bananas are remarkably rich in naturally occurring sugars and carbohydrates that your body digests incredibly quickly. This means that soon after you eat one, your body begins a taxing struggle with insulin, and your blood sugar levels inevitably surge. When this scenario plays out frequently, your legs bear the brunt of it as circulation becomes compromised and inflammation quietly escalates throughout your body. Symptoms can manifest as a distinct leg heaviness after meals, persistent stiffness in your calves, and a dull, nagging ache that surfaces when you walk or ascend stairs. And that's not the full extent of it. Bananas are also known to promote fluid retention, a particular concern for individuals already managing cardiac issues. The regrettable results of this fluid buildup are often stiff joints, noticeably swollen feet, and painfully puffy ankles. Its impact is truly silent and deceptive. You reach for a banana, convinced you are fortifying your muscles, yet it may subtly and progressively be weakening you over time. The most unsettling aspect is that while this fruit promises vigor, consuming bananas frequently over time may inadvertently lead to additional pain and increasing difficulty with mobility, though this effect will certainly not be felt immediately. If your legs frequently feel heavy, painful, or swollen, it's absolutely crucial to scrutinize the fruits you're routinely placing on your plate. While bananas certainly aren't as amiable to an aging body as they seem, what if something even smaller had the same potential for insidious harm? While bananas are widely praised for supporting muscle function, our next fruit is tiny, outwardly endearing, and seemingly innocent in appearance. Yet this little gem could very well be silently burning your joints from within. Let's consider grapes. Grapes truly seem like the embodiment of harmlessness. Small, delightfully juicy, and effortlessly easy to pop into your mouth as a quick snack. Furthermore, they are often celebrated for being heart healthy, bursting with antioxidants, and generally well regarded in nutritional circles. However, what most people are entirely unaware of is that regular grape consumption can subtly instigate moderate leg pain, debilitating stiffness, and a heightened sense of inflammation in seniors. The pivotal question is, why? It's because grapes contain a significant amount of fructose, a specific type of sugar that is directly absorbed by the liver, where in excessive doses it can be converted into fat and critically into uric acid. The true damage commences when your liver becomes overwhelmed and is unable to fully process this influx. This leads to a buildup of uric acid in your joints, particularly noticeable in your toes, ankles, and knees, resulting in sporadic, piercing, burning sensations, persistent aches, and noticeable swelling. That constant ache can make even light walking feel like a significant challenge. Have you ever experienced a sudden, sharp, piercing pain in your big toe late at night? Or found your calves unexpectedly stiff upon waking? Something as seemingly simple as consuming a handful of grapes can silently contribute to a dangerous elevation of your uric acid levels. Furthermore, the fructose content also plays a role in fostering chronic inflammation throughout your body. This cascade of events culminates in increased rigidity, higher internal pressure on your joints, and a frustratingly slower, more deliberate movement pattern. And critically, it is incredibly easy to overdo grapes. Their small size inherently encourages continuous nibbling. Before you realize it, 2 or 3 cups have vanished, and that insidious sugar quickly accumulates within your system. Therefore, even though grapes might appear to be an inherently nutritious snack as you age, they could be gradually weakening your leg muscles, significantly decreasing your overall leg flexibility, and making movement considerably less comfortable. Now you possess the knowledge of what might be cunningly concealed beneath that delightful sweetness. Seriously consider this connection. If you've been regularly indulging in grapes and observing increasing stiffness and swelling, it's a link worth pondering. However, other tasty fruits also harbor the potential to be unexpectedly dangerous. Another is renowned for being hydrating, vibrant, and incredibly refreshing. But don't be completely deceived. While it tastes predominantly like water, on the inside for your body, it often works like pure sugar. Let's discuss watermelon. Light, crisp, and wonderfully refreshing, watermelon is practically the emblem of summer and optimal hydration. But could this seemingly innocuous, watery fruit be subtly inflicting harm on your legs? Doesn't that sound utterly bizarre? Everyone universally believes that watermelon is a magnificent way to stay perfectly hydrated. It is, after all, mostly water, wonderfully low in calories, and feels inherently safe. Yet, here is the critical trick that many miss. Watermelon possesses an incredibly high glycemic index. This means that, much like refined sweets, it very quickly and dramatically boosts your blood sugar levels. And for seniors, those frequent and sharp sugar spikes cause serious cumulative injuries, especially to the delicate tissues in their legs. Allow me to elucidate. When your blood sugar levels surge rapidly, your body is compelled to release a significant amount of insulin. However, as our bodies age, the efficiency of insulin regulation naturally deteriorates. The unfortunate outcome is systemic inflammation, particularly pronounced in areas with already compromised circulation. Where does this undesirable inflammation tend to manifest most visibly? In your knees, your ankles, and your calves. This can lead to a pervasive leg tiredness almost immediately after eating, a dull, persistent soreness during short walks, and the chronic, frustrating swelling of your ankles. Suddenly, climbing stairs begins to feel less like a routine action and more like an arduous ascent of a small mountain. While watermelon boasts a delicate, almost ethereal texture on the inside, it can, over time, subtly wear down your legs like a beautiful, sweet trap. It's so juicy and refreshing that most people naturally consume a substantial amount, believing they are doing themselves good. One delicious slice effortlessly turns into two, then three, exponentially increasing the burden of sugar, the internal stress on your system, and the overall inflammation. It is profoundly misleading. Your legs endure the consequences, your circulation falters, and your blood sugar steadily rises, all while you mistakenly believe you are simply hydrating your body. Is it truly a fact that watermelon keeps elders perfectly hydrated? Or does the discomfort associated with movement quietly and incrementally rise with each and every bite? If you frequently indulge in watermelon and have noticed your legs feeling increasingly exhausted and less reliable lately, it might be the opportune moment to genuinely rethink your dietary choices. Let's now move on to a fruit universally linked with vibrant health and an abundance of vitamin C. It's a staple in breakfast routines, in immunity-boosting beverages, and numerous juices. Yet for many elderly individuals, this seemingly beneficial fruit may actually instigate an insidious acidic joint attack. Let's talk about oranges. Bright, fragrant, and pervasively present in breakfast platters, refreshing drinks, and countless health supplements, oranges are typically championed for their vitamin C content, lauded for their ability to bolster immunity. However, for seniors, particularly those over the age of 60, oranges may subtly conceal an unpleasant and potentially harmful reality. Your precious joints simply do not appreciate the acidity that glows so invitingly from behind that vibrant citrus peel. Citrus is remarkably abundant in oranges, and while this might appear perfectly normal and natural, it can quietly, insidiously irritate your joints, especially if you're already predisposed to arthritis, stiffness, or systemic inflammation throughout your body. You might find yourself experiencing chronic hip pain, increased leg pain after prolonged periods of sitting, escalating edema, swelling, significantly limited mobility, and a gradual, almost imperceptible increase in morning stiffness within your knees. It's easy to dismiss these symptoms as merely the inevitable progression of getting older, but the very ache you're desperately seeking to avoid can actually be exacerbated by your seemingly healthy morning orange juice habit. This is precisely what occurs. The citric acid found in oranges extends its effects far beyond your stomach. It efficiently makes its way into your bloodstream and possesses the undeniable capacity to aggravate the already sensitive tissues residing within your joints. Moreover, when this acidity is combined with the fruit's natural sugar content, it compounds the problem by raising your blood sugar levels. The regrettable outcome is widespread swelling throughout your entire body. Your knees, ankles, and calves become progressively inflamed, transforming every single stride into a more painful, heavy, and arduous experience. As you can clearly see, while oranges may not pose a significant threat to younger, more resilient individuals, they exert a distinct and subtle, detrimental effect on elderly people whose joints are already aging and whose circulation is naturally reduced. The most tragic aspect is that because oranges have for so long been intrinsically linked to the concept of robust health, you continue to consume them with the sincere belief that you are actively doing something profoundly good for your body. However, you now possess the crucial awareness that they might, in reality, be far from promoting your overall well-being. What comes next on our list? This next fruit appears crisp, impeccably clean, often green, and boasting a lower sugar content. It is widely regarded as the safe and superior choice, yet it subtly conceals something that could provoke debilitating hip pain, chronic knee tightness, and disruptive night cramps. Now let's talk about green apples. Green apples project an undeniably natural, crisp, and pristine image. Because they taste significantly less sweet than their red counterparts, most people, and especially seniors, instinctively assume they are the healthier, more prudent choice. They give the impression of being a perfect, low-sugar, health-conscious snack. However, what the majority are entirely unaware of is that green apples may be quietly inducing leg pain, persistent stiffness, and a pervasive weariness throughout your body. The two primary threats residing within this seemingly wholesome fruit are malic acid and its cleverly hidden natural sugar. Let's address malic acid first. This specific acid is what imparts the distinctively sour taste to green apples. While it's perfectly beneficial for younger, more robust individuals, it can be quite detrimental to the more delicate digestive systems of older people. When malic acid enters the body, it can directly irritate sensitive tissues, including those within your joints. And crucially, as we age, our gut lining becomes inherently more fragile and susceptible. Some older individuals report experiencing excruciating hip or thigh discomfort shortly after eating apples. Others describe a distinct rigidity in their knees or a subtle, almost unnoticeable heat emanating from their feet. This insidious process begins slowly, but as the acid gradually accumulates within the system, pain becomes an increasingly frequent and unwelcome visitor. The hidden sugar comes next. Even though green apples don't tantalize the palate with the intense sweetness of red apples, they nevertheless contain significant amounts of natural sugars. For older adults with metabolisms that are inherently less efficient and weaker, that sugar inevitably leads to destabilizing blood sugar swings. The visible manifestations include calves that feel inexplicably exhausted, disruptive nighttime leg cramps, an unwelcome stiffness first thing in the morning, or a profound weakness that makes climbing stairs feel like an immense effort. The most challenging part is that green apples are frequently consumed raw as a quick snack, or even right before bed, which subjects the body to their continuous and subtle impact. Despite their outwardly healthy and pure appearance, green apples may be gently yet steadily making walking more difficult, stiffening vital joints, and making evenings more restless and uncomfortable for aging bodies. What about a rich, tropical fruit that is sensationally sweet? If something as seemingly simple and innocuous as an apple can do this, what about the most intensely popular fruit on our list, a genuine sugar bomb? Let's now discuss the mango. Soft, incredibly juicy, and possessing an almost candy-like sweetness, this fruit is beloved by practically everyone, especially during the sun-drenched summer months. But here's the harsh, undeniable reality. For elderly individuals already grappling with leg pain and persistent joint weakness, mangoes may very well be the single most dangerous fruit on this entire list. The compelling reason why, because it harbors an extraordinarily high concentration of natural sugar. We're not talking about a modest amount. Rather, it delivers a massive sugar rush that elevates your blood sugar levels with startling rapidity and dramatic force. If you're under 30 and actively engaging in a vigorous lifestyle, your body generally possesses the resilience to tolerate that sudden increase without significant issue. However, after the age of 60, your metabolism undergoes fundamental changes, becoming less adaptable and slower. That powerful sugar surge inevitably results in dramatic insulin spikes, which are then followed by equally significant crashes. Every single time this cycle occurs, your body manufactures and harbors inflammation deep within your joints, particularly affecting the delicate soft tissues surrounding your knees, hips, and ankles. You might experience a persistent burning sensation in your toes, a tingling that frustratingly refuses to subside, noticeable evening swelling around your feet, or a creeping heaviness in your legs if you're dealing with underlying nerve issues. Mango, despite its potent sugar content, doesn't feel like a substantial meal. It tastes incredibly light and feels remarkably fresh. This makes it perilously simple to consume an excessive amount, which only exacerbates the underlying situation. The cruel trick is that, for your aging body, that delightful feeling of lightness is utterly meaningless. Its biological reaction is unequivocally triggered by the sugar, which over time can regrettably culminate in unstable legs, chronic joint pain, and an ever-slowing, more painful walking gait. Mangoes are considered a quintessential natural delight by countless elders. And yes, it is natural, but that does not automatically equate to it being genuinely healthy or beneficial for aged, vulnerable joints and already compromised circulation. You've now seen the full unsettling picture. While these 7 fruits are often universally praised for their health benefits, for those over 60, they unfortunately present significant drawbacks. But here is the wonderfully good news, a profound sense of hope. For some fruits, the exact converse is true. They don't just exist harmlessly, they actively combat inflammation, significantly lessen joint pain, and vigorously encourage the development of strong, robust, and pain-free legs. Let's now shift our focus and discuss those truly therapeutic options and what seniors ought to be eating in their place. Now that you're armed with the knowledge of which fruits to carefully avoid, let's talk about the fruits you can wholeheartedly embrace, because eating the correct fruits does so much more than merely satiate your appetite. They actively work to heal and nourish your body from within. Let's begin by enthusiastically discussing berries. This vibrant category includes powerhouses like blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries, among others. These small yet mighty fruits possess incredibly strong anti-inflammatory properties. They are naturally low in sugar, exceptionally rich in vital antioxidants, and wonderfully kind to your blood sugar levels, preventing those harmful spikes. Most importantly, they significantly boost circulation, especially throughout your legs, lessening swelling, actively combating stiffness, and enthusiastically encouraging more fluid and comfortable movement. Next on our list are cherries, but with a gentle caveat to consume them sparingly. Cherries have a remarkable ability to lower uric acid levels, which can dramatically reduce the chance of debilitating gout flare-ups and alleviate pervasive joint discomfort. They specifically target and reduce burning sensations in the knees and toes, as well as the nagging aches in your joints. Even a modest handful of cherries can provide a surprising amount of relief. Our next hero fruit is avocado. Indeed, it truly is a fruit, and without a doubt among the absolute best for proactively maintaining healthy, resilient joints. Why, you ask? Because it is packed with an abundance of healthy fats that act like natural cushions for your joints and are profoundly effective at lowering internal inflammation throughout your body. It also plays a crucial role in regulating insulin, leading to consistent, sustained energy without those disruptive blood sugar swings. Are you searching for something that is wonderfully simple and easy to eat, especially with a sensitive digestion? Give papaya a try. The unique enzymes contained within this soft, tropical fruit are incredibly beneficial, actively aiding digestion and significantly reducing inflammation. It is remarkably gentle on the stomach and exceptionally kind to aging, sensitive joints. And never forget the humble pear, too. Consume them strategically with a small quantity of protein or fiber to balance their sugars. Pears add a delightful touch of natural sweetness without ever being overly sugary. They reliably provide you with sustained energy without putting undue strain on your legs or internal systems. Each and every one of these fruits, rather than subtly harming your body, actively works to empower it. They do not induce swelling or contribute to discomfort. Instead, they provide your body with the genuine vitality, precious equilibrium, and calming relief it so desperately needs. Remember, it's not merely about the generic act of eating fruit. It all ultimately comes down to making conscious, informed choices, selecting the right fruits that are genuinely beneficial for your specific age and your current bodily needs. And when you commit to making these deliberate, thoughtful decisions, you will undeniably notice the profound difference. Clearer mornings will greet you, smoother, more effortless motions will return, and your steps will become noticeably firmer and more confident. Let's now conclude with some heartfelt parting advice and a message crafted just for you. If you've read this far, I can tell with absolute certainty that you are deeply concerned about your health, your strength, and your vibrant future. And I want you to hear this with profound clarity. You absolutely still have time to make meaningful changes. You undeniably have time to get better, to heal, and to thrive. And you are, by no means, the only one experiencing this. Growing older presents its unique set of challenges. The gradual development of persistent pain, unwelcome stiffness, and an ever-present fear of falling can occasionally make you feel as though your very body is slowly, yet inexorably vanishing. But here is the empowering truth. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the thought of drastic measures, you possess the innate ability to take charge by simply making sensible, small, yet impactful changes. One mindful choice, one nourishing meal, and one carefully selected fruit at a time. While the fruits we discussed today aren't universally bad for everyone, for you, right now, they might not be your best companions. And that is perfectly okay, because growing older certainly doesn't imply that you have to give up on vitality or embrace limitations. The true goal is to become smarter, more aware, and more discerning in your choices. When you truly begin to eat with a profound sense of awareness and deliberately choose foods that actively promote healthy joints, bolster your strength, and enhance your circulation, you will inevitably witness a profound transformation. Lighter, more effortless steps, smoother, more comfortable mornings, significantly increased flexibility, and remarkably less pain. That, my dear friend, is what we truly aspire to achieve, not a life dictated by fear or defined by limitations. I genuinely want to hear from you now. In the comments section below, please let us know what crucial insight you've learned today and what single change you are genuinely willing to make in your life. Let's actively support one another, because sharing our experiences makes us all stronger and more resilient. If this video helped you in any way, or even marginally opened your eyes to a new perspective, please gently click the like button. And to ensure you never miss any vital information that could dramatically improve your health and quality of life, subscribe now. Before you go, turn on those notifications so you're always in the loop. If you found this video helpful, please type 1. If not, simply type 0. You truly don't realize how important your comments and feedback are to our mission. Remain resilient, stay watchful, and always remember that your independence is carried day by day on your strong, capable legs.